There's been a fun debate making the rounds online, and it's the kind of thing that really taps into where women's basketball is right now. The question is simple on the surface, but the more you think about it, the tougher it gets. If you put the 2024 All-Rookie class up against the projected 2025 All-Rookie class, who wins? And to make it more like what people actually play in gyms and parks around the country, the original post framed it as a game to 21. Make or take, ones and twos, first to 21 wins. It's the classic pickup game format a lot of us grew up on. Some people immediately pushed back and said, forget 21, I want to see a full game. Give me 4 quarters, subs, foul trouble, the whole thing. There's a real difference between a short race to 21 and a full 40-minute game, especially when you're talking about young players who are still adjusting to the pro game. Either way, the matchup itself is loaded with star power and storylines, especially for fans of the WNBA and college basketball. On the 2024 side, you've got Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Camila Cardoso, Rakea Jackson, and Nayara Sabali or Sato Sister Fibic, depending on how you're lining up that 5th spot in the exercise. The key names people focus on tend to be Clark, Reese, Pardoso, and Jackson. On the 2025 side, you're looking at Paige Bueckers, Sonia Citron, Kiki Iriafen, Dominique Malonga, and a winger forward like Janelle Salon. Again, the headliners that get most of the attention are Bueckers, Citron, Iriafen, Malonga, and Salon as a versatile stretch option. Just listing those names gives you a sense of how deep the women's game is right now. You've got 2 classes full of players who have already dominated in college, some of them overseas, and who project to be stars or high-impact starters in the WNBA. Before we even get into who wins, let's talk about style. The 2024 rookies, as a group, bring more proven perimeter shooting and offensive firepower. Caitlin Clark alone warps the floor the moment she crosses half court. She's shooting from the logo, she's pulling multiple defenders with her, and she's creating spacing that her teammates can feast on. Rakea Jackson is a versatile scoring wing who can put it on the deck, hit pull-ups, and stretch the floor. Even Angel Reese, while not a three-point shooter yet, runs the floor hard and creates extra possessions with offensive rebounds and putbacks. Altogether, that 2024 rookie group has a nice balance of guards, wings, and bigs with a heavy lean toward high-volume scoring and rebounding. The 2025 rookies bring a different look. Paige Bueckers doesn't shoot from as deep as Clark, but she's incredibly efficient. She's the classic 3-level scorer who can get threes, mid-range, and finish at the rim. She reads defenses well, makes the right pass, and doesn't need the ball all the time to be effective. Sonia Citron is a crafty wing with length and a smooth offensive game. She defends, she makes smart cuts, and she's the type of player that glues a lineup together. Kiki Iriafen has exploded onto the national scene as a powerful forward who can play inside and out. She can attack off the bounce, hit that mid-range jumper, and defend multiple positions. Dominique Malonga, a prospect from Europe, has the size, feel, and potential to become one of the best post players in the WNBA. She's not just big, she's mobile, coordinated, and comfortable with physical play. Janelle Salon brings a modern stretch 4 profile. Length, shooting touch, ability to defend in space. So right away, even before the hypothetical tip-off, you can see why people are torn. Both rookie classes are loaded, but they're built a little differently. Now let's lean into the matchups that everybody circles first. Caitlin Clark versus Paige Bueckers.
You can't have this conversation without that one-on-one showdown. It's the guard battle most fans have been dreaming about. Clark's deep range and flair versus Bueckers' craft and efficiency. In a game to 21 with no subs, Clark probably has the edge offensively just because of her shooting gravity. If she gets hot early, she can put a team halfway to 21 before the defense adjusts. She forces traps, and that opens up easy buckets for teammates. In a short game, volatility matters. One hot streak can decide it. Paige, on the other hand, is much more controlled. She picks her spots, she's not as turnover prone, and she can quietly stack points without needing to chuck 8 threes in a row. If the rule set is make it take it, her ability to get to her spots and hit high percentage looks could keep the ball in her team's hands for long stretches. Still, if you ask most people which guard they'd bet on impacting the score in that kind of game, the answer you hear most often is Caitlin Clark. Her combination of shooting range and playmaking is something no one else in the women's game really replicates right now. In that sense, it's not surprising when somebody says, "I'm taking my girl Caitlin in that matchup." Move to the wings. Rakea Jackson versus Sonia Citron is a lot closer than some realize. They actually have more similarities than people think. Both can handle the ball, both can create their own shot, and both have size and length to defend. Jackson is a bit more physically imposing and plays with more downhill force. Citron is a little more controlled, a little more fluid, and maybe a bit more consistent from deep. This is one where system matters. Jackson's role at Tennessee wasn't the same as Citron's role at Notre Dame. One was often asked to be the primary scorer, the other to be a do-everything wing in an offensive structure with multiple weapons. You drop them into a pickup-style game to 21, and the difference may come down to who gets more quality touches off of what their point guard creates. If Clark is bending the defense, Rickea might get easier looks. If Bueckers is orchestrating, Citron will be in perfect spots to capitalize. You could honestly flip a coin there and not be wrong. A lot of people lean Rickea because of her physicality and her ability to go get a bucket late in the shot clock. Then there's the bruiser matchup everyone loves on paper. Angel Reese versus Kiki Iriafen. Both are high-energy, highly competitive forwards with a nose for the ball. Reese has already shown in the WNBA that her rebounding translates. Double-digit boards, putbacks, running the floor, drawing fouls, that's her game. She's not going to space the floor, but she makes up for it by giving her team extra possessions. In full game, stamina, foul trouble, and matchups would make that duel fascinating. In a game to 21 win by 2, it might come down to who can stay out of silly fouls when everything is being called pretty loosely. Down low, Camila Cardoso versus Dominique Malanga is the kind of matchup that tells you where the league is headed at the center position. Cardoso already has a national championship with South Carolina, is a lead on the boards, and changes shots just by standing in the paint with her arms up. She's not a polished scorer yet, but she doesn't need the ball run through her to change a game.
Malanga, while not as well known in the US yet, is the type of international big who can transform a franchise if she hits her ceiling. She's strong, she can finish inside, and she's been projected by some scouts as a future dominant post player in the WNBA. It's not a walkover either way. Camila isn't just going to bully her without resistance. Dominique has the frame and mentality to push back. So when you stack all of that up and try to call a winner, where do you go? A lot of people, looking at where these players are right now rather than where they might be in 5 years, lean toward the 2024 rookie squad. They point to shooting. They point to Clark's playmaking. They point to Angel Reese's proven ability to impact a WNBA game right now. They point to Camila Cardoso's rim protection. They say that as of today, if you roll the ball out and go to 21, 2024 probably gets there first. And that's a reasonable take. But when you talk long-term, 3, 5, 8 years down the road, you hear more people bring up 2025 ceiling. Dominique Malanga, if she develops as some scouts expect, could very well be one of the best post players in the league. Kiki Iriafen looks like she's barely scratched the surface. Paige Bueckers, if she stays healthy, has all WNBA potential as a two-way guard. Sonia Citron is the type of player every contender needs. So you end up with this split verdict. Right now, 2024's rookies probably win the hypothetical. Over time, 2025's class has an argument to become the better overall group as pro careers play out. That's what makes these debates fun. They're not just about who you like, they're about weighing what you've already seen versus what you think is coming. A similar dynamic comes up when older players compare their own rookie classes to recent ones. Another matchup that got thrown onto the table was the 2008 WNBA rookie class versus the 2023 rookie group. On the 2008 side, you had names like Sylvia Fowles, Candice Wiggins, Nikki Anosike, Mattia Javan, and Amber Holt. That class produced Hall of Fame level talent. Sylvia Fowles went on to become one of the greatest centers in WNBA history, a multi-time Defensive Player of the Year and a Finals MVP. Candice Wiggins had a strong run as a scorer and sixth woman. Nikki Anosike made an all-star team and was known as a defensive anchor. On the 2023 side, you've got Diamond Miller, Dorka Juhas, Jordan Horston, Lee Meng, and other emerging talents. Diamond has shown flashes of being a dynamic wing in the right situation, but has already been traded and had to adjust to new roles. Juhas has proven to be a solid, smart post player, doing a lot of little things right. Horston's rookie year showed promise, but she's battled injuries. Lee Meng has been a spark as a shooter and scorer off the bench. If you take those two classes and ask, in a game right now, who wins, you almost have to admit that the 2008 group has the advantage. And not because the 2023 players aren't talented, but because with 2008 you know exactly what those careers turned into.
Hindsight is a huge advantage. You're not guessing with Sylvia Fowles. You've seen her dominate for a decade plus. You've watched her anchor championship defenses. You know how tough she was in big moments. With Diamond Miller, you're still talking about potential. You can see the tools, you just don't have the full story yet. That's why it's tricky for current players to honestly sit there and say, my rookie class would beat that 2008 squad. If they tell you that, they're probably being loyal, maybe a little hopeful, but not entirely realistic. And deep down, they know it. You can joke around, you can talk yourself up, but when you stack Sylvia Fowles and that group against the class that's only been in the league for 2 seasons, it's hard to make a straight-faced case that the younger group would win right now. The same kind of realism should apply when we talk about the 2024 versus 2025 all-rookie comparison. If you're choosing based on what they've actually done so far in college and early pro careers, 2024 has more on the resume. Clark's WNBA season has been the most scrutinized and talked about rookie year maybe ever. Reese just set records for consecutive double-doubles as a rookie. Cardoso was a key part of a national championship team and is already impacting the Chicago Sky with her size and defense. Rakia Jackson's game translated smoothly from Tennessee to the pros. For 2025, a lot of what we're doing is projecting. We're betting on what Paige Bueckers will look like when she's had a full, healthy pro season. We're assuming Kiki Iriafen keeps trending up. We're trusting those scouting reports on Malanga. And that's fine, that's part of being a fan. But if you're picking a team for a game tomorrow to 21 or to 40 minutes, it's hard to argue with people who say they'd ride with the 2024 all-rookie crew. They've already proven their games translate to the WNBA and to the national spotlight. What's really encouraging for women's basketball is that we're even having these debates with this level of detail. That means fans know who these players are. They know their strengths, their weaknesses, their stories. They're not just saying, oh, Team USA will crush everyone and leaving it at that. They're breaking down Caitlin Clark's shooting gravity, Paige Bueckers' efficiency, Angel Reese's rebounding, Kiki Iriafen's versatility, Dominique Malanga's ceiling. It shows how far the conversation around women's hoops has come. These hypothetical matchups are fun, but they also underline a bigger truth. The pipeline of talent in the women's game has never been stronger. From 2008 to 2023 and now into 2024 and 2025, every new class brings something different, something more advanced, something more polished. If you're a USA basketball fan, a WNBA fan, or just a hoops fan in general, that's exactly what you want to see.